I want us today to look at how we determine the input values if we are given the rule as well as the output values. We have a situation like this. Here's an example. The rule is given as y equals 3x plus 2. That is why I've got under rule 3x plus 2 there. So now we know the rule and we know the output values, and we need to reverse this whole process and get whatever is the input. And we are really just using the reverse operations. If the rule says 3x plus 2 and then you get a 5, it means going back, we need to be reversing everything that we see there. So starting with a 5, it says plus 2 there, but we are going back. So it will be 5, then minus 2. It says multiply by 3, but now you will do the reverse operation, which is divide by 3. So you can tell those answers straight away. So it's 5 minus 2, that will give you 3. Then 3 should be divided by 3, and that should give you 1. So we know that we have a 1 as our input value. You do the same thing for 8. We are just reversing everything. So it's 8, subtract 2, and divide the answer by 3. Right. Now, this problem can be shown from a flow diagram like this, but it can also be shown using a table. This is exactly the same picture. In this case, the rule is still the same. We are given the output values, and we need to work backwards and work out the input values. And so we are reversing everything that is in the rule. So starting with your 5, you can't add a 2, you need to subtract a 2, and then divide the answer by 3. Then you get your answer like that. Do the same for all the numbers. For 11, subtract 2 and divide by 3. And that is going to give you the final answer. I just want us to do this one, showing some steps. If the rule is given as y equals 3x plus 2, we want to know the inputs. Remember, the input is always your x values. So we want to know the inputs given that the output is 5. 5 is your y value, so we have 5 there. And 5 is equal to 3x plus 2. You will notice that solving this equation algebraically will give you the value of x, which is exactly how we work out the input. So just substitute the value of y that is given and then solve your equation for x. To solve this equation, we need to move the plus 2 to the left-hand side. And so we get 5 minus 2 on the left-hand side is equal to 3x on the right-hand side. 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is equal to 3x. Then divide by 3. You will get x is equal to 1. So the input value is equal to 1. Now you need to do the same thing for 8. So 8 is equal to 3x plus 2. Move the 2 to the other side, so you get 8 minus 2 is equal to 3x. If you simplify that and divide by 3, you will get x is equal to 2. So we know that that one there is equal to 2. You do exactly the same thing for 11, the same thing for 14, and for 17. I want to look at this just for the sake of notation. That symbol there that looks like an E means is an element of. We use it a lot in maths, so you need to learn that. And that means, obviously, your output values are the values of y. We are given, therefore, in this case, a rule, and the rule is y equals x plus 3. And they are telling us what the output values are. The first output value is 4. And for every output value, there should be a corresponding input value. So to get an input value for 4, you need to put y equal to 4. So 4 is equal to x plus 3. And then you solve that equation, you'll get x is equal to 1. Do the same thing for 7. So you put 7 is equal to x plus 3. If you solve that, you'll get x is equal to 4. Do that for 10. So 10 is equal to x plus 3. Solve that equation, you will get x is equal to 7. And at the end, you can now write your answer. You are looking for all the values of x. So x will be an element of, then you put down these answers that you got. You got a 1 first, then you got a 4, then you got a 7. You'll obviously need something there for 13 as well before you can close your bracket. I hope that is clear.